Hi all, welcome back to Farm Girl Diaries. Today it is Saturday, May 15th, Sunday, May 15th, and it is the final push to get the garden in. So I need to do my corn, my peppers, my beans, and my sweet potatoes yet. So my sweet potatoes aren't ready. I just started hardening them off today, so they will hopefully go in next weekend, but I'm hoping to get everything else in today. I planted the tomatoes this week in about 15 minutes that I had of free time, so I threw them in the ground. The peppers have been hardening off. So we've got 3 hours until the rain hits us, until we get storms for the rest of the evening or the rest of the day. So I'm hoping that that is enough time to get everything else in. I've planted my green bean bushes, I planted my green bean teepee. So today it's just gonna be corn, beans, and peppers, hopefully. Hopefully I get everything done. So I'm planting beans, and so it's so silly. It makes so much sense, but again, it's the things you don't know until you know. So I remember last year I bought seed beans. So I went on like Amazon, I'm like, I want black bean seeds. And it cost me like $6. I got a little pack of black beans. What a ripoff. Your beans, or your seed beans, are just your beans. So these are all, well, these are beans that I grew. I have kidney beans and I have some black beans. These are all ones that I grew. And then I bought some pinto beans that I used for canned and baked beans. And that these are just what I'm gonna put in the ground. So now you know. You don't buy seed beans. And it's so obvious, right? It's so obvious, but I didn't know, and I bought them, and it was a waste of my money. But now I know. So I'm gonna be doing pinto beans, black beans, and kidney beans all down my trellis. And I think I'm gonna do, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. So I'm gonna somehow divide that 4 sections into 3 different sections for my beans. And then for my corn, I'm going to be planting, I have peaches and cream, the hybrid bicolor. And I really like that. I think that's a really, really good corn. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 packs of corn, and I hope that's enough for the space that I'm gonna put it in. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring you guys along with me, and we're gonna get everything hopefully thrown in the ground before it starts to rain. Couple hours, let's see if we can do it. The mulch enough to show the dirt. Last year this was my potato bed, and so it had straw over here, and that straw has just broken down and just made a really nice dirt. So I just pushed back the mulch directly under the trellis, and I'm just going to use my square foot gardening poker and poke about every 2 inches or so. And I want to plant them kind of close together just so they will grow up on this trellis and give me as many beans as possible. And I did spray a fertilizer on here, or not spray, but I did put a fertilizer on here. And I'm actually out, so I need to get some more. So as they start growing, I'll just make sure I keep them nice and fertilized. So in this side, I'm doing the pinto bean. And the trick is always for seeds twice as deep as they are wide. So if they're this wide, you would put them 2 times that deep. I was too hot. So we've got the beans planted. Now we're going to work on this new bed. So this bed is one that I just put in this year. And then I tilled it up about 3 weeks ago. I laid the straw to hopefully help keep the grass from coming back up and keep the dirt nice and ready to be planted. So we're gonna pull this straw back, see what we're working with, and hopefully I can just plant my corn directly in the ground without too many problems. So let's take a look. The dirt actually looks to be in pretty good shape. Nothing's really growing in it, so it looks really good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and again use my square foot tool. I'm just gonna poke holes probably every 5 inches. I do want them pretty close together, so I think hopefully the idea is when the summer winds and thunderstorms come that they can help support each other maybe. Normally every year I have to go stand back up my corn or stand my corn back up because it falls over. So I'm gonna do them kind of tightly packed together. Hopefully they help support each other. And then once I get them planted, I'm gonna come back in with some compost and some fertilizer and top dress the bed. And I'm not gonna put the straw back on it right now, just because I don't want the straw to impede the corn popping up. So for right now, I'm gonna leave the soil bare and we're gonna see what happens. Holidays started and I remember how hard planting corn is and how hot it is. I remember I like to succession plant corn. So I'm gonna plant half of this bed, and then in about 2 to 3 weeks I'll plant the second half, and that way I don't have all the corn coming in at once. I can stagger it and spread it out. So it is smart to be hot and lazy. And this is why some of these seed packets are a joke. This packet was $1.78 and you got like 30 ears of corn or 30 kernels. And what's dumb about it is this all came off of one corn and they're charging that much money for it. So you need multiple packs to get anywhere. Oops, I'm keep dropping them. So note to myself and note to anybody else, don't buy them from the big box stores. Start buying your corn in bulk from the seed companies themselves. You'll get more for the money. I think I planted, how many? I planted 3 packets of corn. So I'm gonna let that first patch go and we're gonna see what germinates. I normally have to come back in and reseed just because everything doesn't germinate. And I'm a little nervous with that soil because I didn't do anything to it. It's just tilled and that's it. So I think when I'm done today, I'll go to Lowe's and get some lime and some manure and throw that stuff on that bed. Again, just top dress it, give us some extra nutrients. And then we'll see what germinates, we'll see what takes off, and then I normally do go back and reseed just because it doesn't pop up fast enough. So we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna take a break because I'm hot. It is really hot out here and I'm tired. So I'm gonna take a quick break and then rehydrate with some tea, and then we'll plant the peppers. So I have peppers to do today and I have red noodle beans to do. And then the only thing I'll have to do is sweet potatoes, which aren't ready yet. So I'm okay with that. So take a break and we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I just brought all of my peppers down here on the table and I'm organizing them to see how many I want to plant. I haven't figured that out yet, but I did want to share the varieties I'm planting because I have a lot. I'm doing just some bells. I have a couple of different varieties of bells here. I have some yellow and then I have some striped bells that are really pretty. I have a whole bunch of shishitos. I tried doing shishitos last year and I had a tree come down in my garden that took out my shishito plant. So I only was able to try one. I don't think I cooked it the right way and I did not like it. It was way too spicy for me. So I'm gonna try just one shishito again this year and see if I like it. I have a whole bunch here of banana peppers. I use banana peppers in so many things. I pickle them just as banana peppers. I love to make pepper packets with banana peppers and a couple of these other peppers and use them throughout the summer. And I just love to just eat banana peppers throughout the summer. So I might even plant, I think I have 6. 3, yeah, I have 6. And I might honestly plant all 6. The new variety, I have 2 new varieties this year that I'm super excited for. I have a Pippin's Golden Honey. Not the best looking pepper, it needs to go in the ground. Pippin's Golden Honey that I'm really excited for, that puts off like a little orange pepper. And then a Sugar Rush Peach that I have 2 of each, and I'm gonna plant both because I'm excited to see how they taste. They're supposed to be sweet and spicy, a little bit of a tang, so I'm really excited for them. I always have some jalapenos. I do so many things with jalapenos, but my number one thing is cowboy candy, so I can never have enough jalapenos. So I have 6 jalapenos, and I might put them all in the ground. Orange Yummies are my favorite pepper. They're great. They're not spicy at all. They're just a great snacking pepper. And again, I just love to saute them, but my favorite way to eat them is slice them open or cut the top off and put some pepper jack cheese, a little bit of salt, some olive oil, and roast them. Oh, that makes me happy. That makes me a very happy girl. So I have all these orange Yummies. I'm definitely gonna plant all of them. I have 2 habanero plants. I'm just gonna plant 1. I like to make some barbecue sauces with some habanero, like a fruit and habanero. So I like to have just 1 habanero. And then I have 1 Tabasco pepper. I made a whole bunch of Tabasco sauce last year, so I probably don't need this Tabasco pepper, but I'm gonna put them in the ground just to be on the safe side. And then I have some chili plants. I have 2 chilies, 1 Thai chili. Oh, and I have to go, I forgot I have some in the house. I have 2 peppers in the house. I have a cayenne and I forget what the second one is. Let's go see what the second one is. A cayenne and a chili. I don't know why I bought this chili. I don't need this chili. I don't think I'm gonna plant that chili. I think I might give that chili away. Should not have bought it, but I definitely want to plant the cayenne. So what I'm realizing right off the bat is that, so instead of moving all the straw for the pepper bed, I just dug holes through the straw and I spaced it out. I think I have 13 holes. That is not enough for my peppers. So I might need to find more places to put my peppers, but let me show you how I did it and then we'll figure out what all I'm planting. So I don't need all those peppers. I really don't. Okay, so you can see I just have some holes dug the whole way down. And I'm just gonna throw, I have some compost, I'm gonna throw some compost, and then I have eggshells I like to put in, and I like to put in a fertilizer. I have a good 10-10-10 fertilizer, but I just ran out doing the bean trellis. So I need to go to Lowe's to get some stuff for the corn bed today. So I'm just gonna pick up some fertilizer while I'm out, and then I'll just top dress the peppers with the fertilizer. So let me figure out what peppers I want to plant, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get them planted. So I dug 13 holes and I put in 13 peppers, and that did not even touch half of my peppers. So I think I'm going to take over some of the sweet potato bed. Let's grab our shovel and I'll show you how I did it. I think I'm gonna take over some of my sweet potato bed and put a line of peppers between my tomatoes and my soon-to-be sweet potatoes. And it's gonna be what it is. We know I like peppers, and I definitely want to make sure I have enough peppers. Okay, that was an additional 6 holes, and that's still not enough. So I don't know what to do. Let me get these planted, and then I will think about it and see where I can stick some more peppers. Hi friends, it is the next morning. I ended up having to rush and get all of my peppers planted because they were calling for some really bad storms. So I was like, great, let's get everything in the ground, get the storms, which will bring the rain, and then I won't have to water everything. So it got really dark. I rushed and got everything planted, and then it didn't do anything. It started kind of storming, it drizzled for about 5 minutes, and that was it. So I still had to come back out probably like 7:30 last night and water when I realized it wasn't going to rain. So let me show you where I put the extra peppers and what else I planted just real quickly before I rush inside to hopefully beat the non-existent storm. So don't mind all obviously my weeds, but I ended up putting 5 peppers along here. Just because I needed some space. So I have beans there. So I still do have a pathway. And then I have all my peppers back here. I did a whole row of peppers the way back. And then obviously I planted all those peppers back along there. Total that probably gave me 13 plus 7 or 13 plus 6 is what, 21? I'm really bad at math. No, it's 20. Plus 5 is 25. So I think I had 25 pepper plants, if I did my math very quickly in my head correct. So that'll be good for me. I know, I was laughing at myself. I'm like, you're a single woman. You live alone and you are growing 25 peppers. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I also planted some butternut squash. So I have a butternut squash there and a butternut squash right there. Right there. Oops. I'm really bad with this whole like pointing. But I planted 2 butternut squashes in my cabbage and Swiss chard bed, and then I'm going to just have them kind of grow out into the corn and the peppers. So I'll train them to vine out. And then I also put one here in kind of my pathway, right beside my cilantro. Right beside my cilantro I put a butternut squash. So I grew butternut squash last year for the first time, and I just ate the last one from last summer about a week ago. A week ago today, I just ate it. So I'm really hopeful to get a lot more in there. I do a lot with butternut squash, so I'm hoping to get a lot more to cure and put back. Ina Garten has a delicious recipe. It is by far my favorite thing to do with butternut squash. It's called butternut squash curry soup, and it is delicious. So I love that. I always make that a couple times a year. I recently started making a butternut squash pasta carbonara, so just as a different take on pasta carbonara. And then just butternut squash as a side. It is delicious. So I want to make sure I have enough butternut squash to put back. So I have 3 plants, and I'm hoping that'll give me a good amount of squash. So the whole garden is planted. The only thing I need to do yet is I do need to put red noodle beans that are going to grow on this trellis. My plan is to get them planted today. And then I have this messy bed here, which I have some, I'm going to put the leftover flowers in. So I have a couple of extra cosmos. So I'll put some cosmos in there and just kind of like make that just a flower bed. And then I have a couple golden zucchinis. I do have a spaghetti squash. I think I'm gonna let the spaghetti squash go or give that away because I just don't have room. But I would like to get my golden zucchinis planted. I just don't know where I want to put them. I don't really have, I'm kind of out of space. I've been like tucking seeds and plants in all the open holes. I think I might be out of space for the golden zucchini. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if I can come up with a space. But other than that, and the sweet potatoes, the garden is planted, and I'm very, very excited. So it probably won't be today, but I'm hoping tomorrow I can get the fertilizer and stuff for the corn and I'm gonna do just top dress it with some compost and cow manure, and I'm gonna get some lime and just sprinkle some lime over that and just an all purpose fertilizer, and hopefully that will get that corn off to a good start. And I'm in the process of hardening off my sweet potatoes now, and then my plan is to plant them in a week. But guys, it is like 7:15 in the morning and it is already super humid, super muggy. I think today is going to be a very hot day, but that is why I wanted to get everything in the ground, because I may not enjoy the super hot heat, but they will enjoy the super hot heat. So thanks for hanging out with me again today, guys, and I will be sure to keep you updated on the progress of everything. But until next time, have a good day.